Thank you for coming in. My name is Ben, and you are Kat?
Yes, hi.
Hi. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that everything you do here, everything you say will be confidential. I will not speak about it to anybody else with the exception of my supervisor. I'm a student, so my supervisor and I talk once a week, and while I will not bring up anything specific to you or mention your name, there may be some content that gets brought up as I speak about all my clients and my experiences as part of my being a student. Otherwise, the only time I would make any comments about or take any action in regard to your comments is in the case that I think that you are posing a threat to yourself or to other people as far as causing harm. And in that case, I'm mandated to report that. I would have to do so. So is that clear? Do you have any questions about any of that?
No.
No? Okay. Well, please let me know. Talk to me about why you came in here today, and we'll go from there.
Went into it wanting to get a little more serious about finding someone that I'd be possibly interested in. And pretty much it's just been a little bit difficult for me because I don't feel that I'm just questioning everything, pretty much. I'm just wondering, for me personally, okay, so my current problem is I'll go out on a date and I feel like just every single date I go on, everyone wants to take things way too quickly. Like, even if it's just giving me a kiss afterwards, like, I don't even want to do that because if I go on 5 dates, I can't be giving 5 boys kisses, but they all want to kiss. So, obviously, I just need to speak up and establish boundaries, which I do. But then I just feel like there's a lot of pressure because I also get pressure about, are you interested in me? And I'm like, I don't know, I don't even hardly know you. So, I just don't even know, I guess just that whole dating thing and not being able to really find someone that I like yet, it's just putting it's putting a lot of pressure on me. Because my dad wants me to find a nice guy to date, and he keeps asking me, so have you gone on any dates? And I'm like, So there's that. And then there's also just being at college and having to meet a bunch of new people, and a lot of the time I just feel I just don't feel confident a lot of the time because I like walking in my classroom and a lot of the people already know each other, and I just feel like it's just hard to make friends, I guess.
So you described your father's interest in you dating someone, and he's questioning you about going on dates or whether you have or not. Maybe talk to me a little bit about how you feel about his involvement in your life in that way.
It's fine because I got him involved. Like, I started asking him some dating questions. So I kind of like it because since I haven't really dated anyone, and since I see him as a very successful person, and I would like to be like him when I'm older and have similar values, I consider his advice very valuable. But it's more of just the fear of disappointing him. So it's not, I'm totally fine with him being involved.
Tell me more about the fear of disappointing him.
Well, I guess that also relates to just myself in general, because, I've got 5 sisters. So there's a lot of pressure for me personally. There's not technically, so that's just something I need to change my perspective on. But there's just a lot of pressure for me to do well. And I think since he's so successful, I feel like I'll never really equate to him, but I'm kind of aiming for the morale. So, yeah.
tell me about, well, you say aim for the morale. Explain to me what that means.
Well, like I know I'll never have a job as good as his job, pretty much, is what I'm saying. But I would like to just strive to be a good person. So a lot of the decisions that I'm making here in college, I feel like this is like a crucial time in my life to like kind of look down on who I'm going to be in the future. So even with things like drinking, like I feel bad when I drink too much, not too much, but technically too much, yes. So I feel bad when I do that because I'm like, I feel like I should be in total control, kind of, at this point. So I guess, yeah, I'm just questioning, pretty much I'm just trying to get my priorities straight and like, I need to like decide and like stick to it. Which is a problem. That's a consistent problem in my life, actually. Not choosing something and sticking to it, but when it comes to things like this, like drinking. Because I think I know the person I want to be. It's just, it's hard to actually follow through with that in a sense.
You say you know the person you want to be. Maybe you can describe that. Do you have times when you feel otherwise, or when you feel like you want to be someone that is different than this particular image of who you want to be?
Yeah, I guess that's where it gets tough because there's a lot of uncertainty about, like, yeah, there's just a lot of uncertainty about exactly what I'm going to be doing in 10 years. Like, am I going to be married and have a kid? Who knows? So it's like a different story almost, I feel like, depending on if I'm single or, like, sometimes I think going out drinking is a good way to meet people, but at the same time, am I meeting the wrong people if I'm going out? But then what should I be doing in place of that? Yeah. It's just an age crunch thing, I would think.
Age crunch?
Yeah, like when's the appropriate time to really, yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, like my dad, when he was young, my age, he was inventing his probe in the basement. And here I am. I don't know. So I just, yeah, an age crunch in the sense that, like, when am I going to grow up?
So what I'm hearing is you're comparing yourself to your father in a few different aspects of your life and wanting to live up to kind of his standard.
Yes.
Is that something that is that your own desire to have that sort of benchmark that you want to see yourself at, or is that desire coming from pressure from your sisters maybe, or your father? Maybe you can speak a little about that.
I think it's my own personal benchmark, because I really, I think about myself a lot, like contemplating on who I am as a person. I do want to be a really good person, and I think he's a really good person to kind of look at as a role model. So, in a sense, it's healthy, but it's not healthy in the sense like how much I tear myself down for it. Probably. I don't tear myself down. I guess I just
Do you see some ways that maybe you're different than him that you like about yourself, or that maybe he's pointed out to you, or your sisters, in the sense of being a different person?
Yes, I definitely do. Like, I see qualities that I like about him that I have in me. But I do obviously have a lot of qualities that are different. And I do admire those qualities. Would I be able to pin what they are? Well, actually, like, as the days go by, I find myself thinking more and more like him, and I think that's in a good sense. Like, I used to think he was just very opinionated, and not opinionated, I thought he was, I didn't think he had the ability to consider other situations as much as he actually does. He's just so logically minded. I was just like, he only has that one side, but he actually has, he can understand, yeah. I don't know, he thinks more about things than I thought he did, but then he comes out with the best way to look at it, and I think he does a really good job at that. So I think as I get kind of more logical, I get more and more like him in that sense. But I also think of things from a lot of different perspectives, which I think gets really confusing for me.
Yes, so you look at your own life from many angles, some constructive and others not as much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess it's a lot of it's just I don't know.
I want to go back to something you said earlier about beating yourself up about some behaviors. I guess it's kind of related to what we're talking about. Can you give me an instance, or if you remember one recently where you were disappointed with yourself, and talk to me about how that felt?
It's more of just like a general thing. Like, I don't get upset with myself like when I do it. So like over the weekend, I'll go out and drink with my sister or with friends, and you know, like, I'm drinking a lot more than my dad would if he were to go out. I'm not sure how much he drank when he was my age. I guess that'd be a good question to ask him. But I wonder if pretty much it comes down to how much control do I want to have over myself. Because in the long run, I feel like the decision not to really drink or to drink very lightly, I feel like that just needs to be a decision that you make and you like stick to it. So I guess I'm just trying to get to the point where I can make that decision, but I keep just prolonging it.
So you feel like you know where you want to be, in that sense anyway, as far as you see drinking as a major obstacle to getting to where you want to be as a human being. Is that accurate?
I think so, maybe. I think so.
So drinking is a major obstacle that you have a hard time getting away from completely, if that's what you really want, or maybe you're not even certain that this is the time to do that because you're enjoying, it seems, or at least.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'll go out and I'll meet some really cool people and I'll have a blast, but then I just feel bad about it in general because, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, drinking, and I have fun, but then in the big picture, I feel like it's a negative thing that I don't really exactly want in my life, but then I go back to it because of these small instances. And then I try to think of it from the perspective, like looking back on it, like, did I really meet anyone that mattered? Could I have met them if I hadn't have been drinking and just been doing something else? Probably. So then I'm just like, yeah.
So you like the side effects, essentially, of drinking, that it gets you out, it's social, it's fun, but some of the more long-term effects, which I'm not quite clear yet, I guess, maybe you could elaborate on that a little bit as to what are those effects of drinking or going out that disappoint you?
I think it's just like how I want to be as a person, because I look at people that I like and look up to, and they're older people, and like they don't go do that. So yeah, but then pretty much everyone my age does. So I guess I'm kind of just stuck between that.